This is a great little tip on getting a little chicken like this ready to put on the barbecue. You don't just throw it on the barbecue like that. You've got to do a little bit of work, and it's really, really easy to do. Now, this is a tiny little chicken for me. I like my chickens a lot bigger, but this can be a great little dish for 2 or 4 people, whatever you want. It comes with a sharp knife. Well, the chicken doesn't come with a sharp knife. I come with a sharp knife because I've always got sharp knives around me. Now, with this, what I'll do is I'll cut down either side of the breastbone, and you know where that is because you feel it. There's a firm bone that goes all the way down here. Another thing to note is the wishbone here. Now, technically speaking, if you're going to bone this out for a chef, what we would do is always remove the wishbone first, but I'll show you a little trick to get around that one. Now, I'll start with my sharp knife, and I find the wishbone. I'm going to find the side of it closest to you, and I'll just run my knife straight down your side of the wishbone so you can see. And if you do it carefully like that, there we go, all the way down here like this, and you'll get all the way down to the bottom of the bone there. And the trick with doing this is to leave as much meat on the actual meat and not on the bone. If it stays on the bone, it goes into the stock, and that's not what we want to do. Now, you can remove the wishbone by going around it. A great little tip is I just snap straight through it. And if you snap straight through it, it's a lot easier to remove afterwards. And you can see we move down the side here. There's a little bit of that wishbone. And then very carefully, now you have to be careful because chicken is quite a soft flesh. I just grab it with my thumb and forefinger and move it down the outside. Now I'm doing this with quite a large knife. You would normally use a smaller knife than this, but a large knife is going to be able to hold it. Now you can see I get down to the actual you can see I get down to the little bit of, now you can see I get down here to, now you can see I get down to the thigh bone here, and with my finger, I just pop it out like that. You can see I just remove it like this, turn it over here like this, and around that little thigh bone there, and then into the oyster, that sweet little piece of meat right on the edge there. Now, if we go along here, we get to another little bone that's connected to the wing bone. We call that the spare rib, and we just go on the outside of that, remove that, and then pop it down like that. Then we've got the wishbone here. We can just pop that out there. Out it comes like that. And we've got our lovely piece of chicken. Now, I just remove that little wing tip there like that, and I've got the whole chicken ready to go like this. Now, that's gonna look great on the barbecue, but it's gonna be a little bit awkward to handle. So I pull in one of these, which is my metal skewers. You can use wooden ones, of course. You need to soak them in water, but a metal skewer is great because you can use it over and over again, and it's strong. So I start right at the head of it, which is the breast end of it here, all the way through there like that. Pop it out at the end of the breast, and through the winglet like that, which holds it in place, and then the thigh all the way through there like that, just on top of the bone until it goes all the way through. And then you have a great piece of chicken that's ready to barbecue. We just pop it onto the tray layer like that, some salt and some pepper on there, and it's ready to go. And I'll show you the other side just so you get the handle of it. I just hold it a lot easier. You can see that I'm gonna go down to this part here, and this is where the knife stops. So you need to be able to move the knife around and then cut around that way like that, just moving it slowly. I'll just show you just carefully as we move it around. Now, of course, you could get your butcher to do this, but why would you let your butcher have all the fun when you can start doing it yourself? And I'll tell you what, once you start doing this, you'll realize how easy it is to be able to put together a dish like this all by yourself, all the way through there like that. Now this part here we don't throw away, we keep that for stock. You can pop it into the freezer until you've got enough chicken carcasses, frames, bones, ready to make a stock. We move that like that, make sure that wishbone is just out there like that. There we go. Remove that wishbone just on the edge there, and then of course flop that over like that. I start from the head end, I grab my skewer straight through the bone there like that, straight through the breast end there, and then up through the tip, and then through the tip of that wing, through the thigh, and then the drumstick, and we're ready to go. Now, if you want to get nice and kinky, you could, of course, put a couple of score lines in the outside of it here, which will help your marinade cook, help to caramelize it, and help the seasoning get into it. Look at that. Ready to go barbecue chicken. I can't wait to eat that. Is it all right?